Radiance ban.
What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. Today we've got the Shitty Wizards. They're representing Workday. On the brackets they're listed as Workday, so not a creative name on the official bracket. So we're going to be calling them the Shitty Wizards today. See if we get any complaints from the Workday team. And they're up against Google Team Burninate, one of the many Google teams in the league right now. So let's hop into the draft. We see a very fast Crystal Maiden ban coming out of the Shitty Wizards. Crystal Maiden just doesn't really feel like a good hero right now. She's very ulti dependent. They kind of just nerfed everything else about her. One second, let me fix my audio settings real quick. And so from the side of Google Team Burninate, we've got the Pangolier ban, which is a pretty nice hero right now, so a pretty good ban overall. I can't remember which patch this is being played on, since this is from at least a few weeks ago, so it might be 7.21C, might be 7.21D. We'll see. Pangolier did get banned a little bit in 7.21D, and so did Viper again, so these bans coming out on possibly an older version of the game. So we'll see. Maybe once we get into the game, we can look at a few of the heroes and see if they've changed. Lifestealer ban coming out from Google Team Burninate, a pretty good hero still, so nice ban coming out of them. Just doesn't want to deal with a Lifestealer, and he is first pick material, so makes a lot of sense. Crystal Maiden, on the other hand, isn't really that first pick. If I would see a Crystal Maiden picked, it's usually in this third position, to try to counter what the first two heroes of the other team. It's usually when you see the Crystal Maiden, the Frostbite is pretty good, or if you see that the other team isn't exerting too much pressure in the first two picks, Crystal Maiden is a good pick in that case, because she's not a very strong laner, so you gotta try and see what the enemy lanes are going to be and hope you don't get completely crushed. And they can feel really bad, just don't get boots for the first maybe 15 minutes of the game, and you just end up feeding the whole time. PL and Bounty Hunter bans coming out, so pretty sensible stuff, strong heroes right now. PL probably not first pick material, so kind of a wasted ban. Shadow Shaman coming out of the Shitty Wizards, a very strong hero right now who can finish out the game with just his ultimate from the support position. So pretty good stuff from the Shadow Shaman. Bench coming out from Google Team Burninate. Having a swap, a save is very good against the Shadow Shaman. Shackles can feel like it lasts forever, and also puts you, if they're caught out of position, which you kind of have to be for Shackles pre-Aether Lens, the swap will be very good as the save. But keep in mind, you have to swap the Shadow Shaman to break the shackles. If you swap the enemy that's being shackled, they're still gonna be shackled after the swap, but that might be just enough to make enough distance so they can't catch up. A Lion coming out of Google Team Burninate, so I kind of like this. They want to just like ramp up the damage pretty early on. We're gonna see this position 4 Lion most likely, so gotta get an earlier Blink Dagger than maybe the Shadow Shaman. But the Ogre Magi comes out from the Shitty Wizards, so the Shadow Shaman probably also going to go for position 4. Ogre doesn't feel like a very good hero right now. He's just kind of a bloodlust bot. He has been that way quite some time. Pretty good in lane at level 1, that 8 armor and 5 HP regen. But other than that, the hero is just not that great right now. The spells aren't that useful. He's definitely got that meme factor with the multicast working on items, so we'll see if he's able to snatch himself like an Atos or something like that. Spectre Bear coming out of the Shitty Wizards, again a little bit odd because you don't want to pick Spectre too early on in the draft. You can just but Google have shown but the supports on both teams have been shown now, so we know how much aggression is going to be able to come out of these supports. Not a whole lot from both teams. Lion is not that strong in lane, but pretty decent on the rotations. Same with Shadow Shaman. But against like a lane in lane, then Lion's not going to deal very much damage. The Shadow Shaman will be okay. That 76 base damage hits pretty hard. Ursa and Leshrac coming out. So again, not really sure which version of this patch this is. which patch this game is being played on. So Leshrac was pretty god tier up until 7.21D. He's still very strong, just not as bullshit at level 1. So kind of feels a little bit worse off now. That Diabolic Edict getting nerfed pretty hard into the ground. Chaos Knight comes out of Google Team Burninate. I like this a lot with the minus armor from the Venge, and Chaos Knight's been changed a lot recently, so not really I can't remember off the top of my head if Reality Rift still gives minus armor, but if it does, pretty nice combo. And there's not much on the side of the shitty wizards to stop this Chaos Knight right now. The Hex can take out 1 illusion, but Phantasm has been changed, so you always get 3 illusions at all levels instead of 1, 2, and 3 between level 6, 12, and 18. So a little bit of a harder counter coming out from the Chaos Knight. The Clockwork is gonna be able to make some aggressive moves, but I don't know how much it matters to Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight's a very fast hero, so he can just outrun the can run away from the Clockwork before the battery assault starts. Can also stun up the Clockwork, maybe even Reality Rift creep outside of the cogs. So a lot of ways to deal with this Clockwork already. Also the swap, the Venge. So this Lion gonna struggle a little bit, can hex the Clockwork at least to maybe try and fight his way out of the cogs. So I'm not really sure about this Clockwork pick. Maybe they have a player who's very confident with Clockwork. This Chaos Knight also could be an offlaner. Been seeing that one a little bit more frequently than the carry Chaos Knight, especially with the most recent Midas nerfs. It's not that worth going for Midas anymore. So maybe we'll see this offlane Chaos Knight and try and make some early moves with the Reality Rift Chaos Bolt combo. And a Juggernaut comes out from Google Team Burninate, so I think this Chaos Knight will be in the offlaner. And they've got this nice stun lineup: Venge for Spirit Magic Missile, the Earth Spike and Hex, and the Chaos Bolt. So a lot of lockdown coming out from the side of Google Team Burninate, and this Juggernaut can just deal damage, do the work with the Blade Fury. Medusa gonna come out from the shitty Wizards, so a nice opening from them. Medusa can go mid or safe lane. We normally see her mid because she can go and farm the neutral cramp, and they're on Radiant as well, so a lot of benefits we're gonna see from this Medusa. Probably gonna go mid with that the hard camp next to the lane, which is very easy to farm as the Medusa, and they can use this next ban to protect it as well. Google Team Burninate probably looking for a mid as well, so they're gonna have to pick a mid that can pressure the Medusa, but Medusa doesn't lose too many matchups. She can just stand back, throw Mystic Snakes, and then go back to the hard camp to farm. So it's going to be hard to find a hero that fits the bill for Google Team Burninate. In the meantime, the shitty Wizards, they just need to look for a carry who can fight early and make space for this Medusa. Try and capitalize on that Clockwork a little bit. Unfortunately, they banned the Lifesteal. Oh, Lifesteal is already banned out by Google, so this Lifesteal Clockwork combo not going to happen today, unfortunately. Invoker coming out as a ban from Google Team Burninate. A little bit odd because this Medusa is probably going to go mid, and so not much point in banning another mid, but maybe convinced that this Medusa is going safe lane. Not too sure about that one. And so shitty Wizards, they can either choose to ban. They should ban a mid who can do well against Medusa. Not too many options off the top of my head. They could also try and pick a hero to match the farm with Medusa. A Sniper ban comes out, so Sniper does pretty well against Medusa, can just largely ignore her with the big attack range. Can't really pressure her, but they can just like farm, and Medusa won't be able to touch the Sniper either. Could still see like a Shadow Fiend come out from Google Team Burninate. On the side of shitty Wizards, they want a carry who can sort of fight early, I think. Maybe someone with some splash damage to help deal with the Chaos Knight. Medusa should be okay on her own, but Chaos Knight does hit pretty hard against the Medusa. And there's also this mana drain against the mana shield, so the Medusa not going to be as tanky as you would expect this game. So a swap into Chaos Bolt would be a pretty sick combo against the Medusa. or swap into instant hex as well would be really nice coordination. If they have the coordination, it would be pretty nice. They banned out the PA, unfortunately. PA would have been fairly nice here. A hero that could buy Battle Fury. We could also see the Faceless Void. I think that would be pretty sick. They've got the Deucer to lay in the damage against the Faceless Void. Into the Crazy. And the Sven comes out, so has the splash damage. So pretty nice against the Chaos Knight. A little bit greedy, so the Deucer and the Sven need a lot of farm to get online. We'll see how much work this Clockwork can do. And a Razor coming out from Shitty Wizards. They're going to put the Razor against the Deucer, but it's okay. The Deucer is a ranged hero, so not going to suffer as much against the Razor as a melee mid would like Dragon Knight. But Deuce is also pretty slow, so we'll get her damage sapped pretty often. We'll see how much it's going to happen. And another hero that can fight early, we might see this Greaves come out of the Razor, and they can just group up early with a Juggernaut and push towers before the Sven and the Deucer are ready to fight. So we'll see if Google Team Burninate can capitalize on their mid-game window. Otherwise, I'm going to have to prefer the Shitty Wizards. We also want to see what this Chaos Knight's going to go for. They're kind of lacking on initiation until the Lion gets Blink, so maybe getting a Blink on the Chaos Knight could be okay. The Blink Reality Rift is pretty sick as an initiation. But we could also see the Vlads come out from the Chaos Knight, just look to stack some auras, group up early, and push some towers. So either option is fine, I think. And let's hop into the draft. So to start with, let's fix these camera settings. So on the side of Workday, we've got ponies on the Deucer. We've got Brawlrog on the Clockwork. Rhinatello on the Ogre Magi. I am Untamed recovering, and a subtle Twitch plug from the Sven. And now this is feeding on the Shadow Shaman. Going to be the position 5 actually, so the Ogre Magi is going to be the position 4, it looks like. The Shadow Shaman bought extra wards, so that's probably an indication that he's going to be in position 5. The Sentry as well. So on the side of Google, we've got River on the Juggernaut, Nelson Mandela on the Vengeful Spirit, Evoli on the Lion, Jams on the Razor, and Vipe on the Chaos Knight. So we can see a lot of action coming out here already at the bounty units. There's a lot of stuns from both teams, so gonna try and make some action happen. I think the main thing they need to look out for is the 2-man Stormbolt at top lane. The Ogre clubs the Juggernaut with the Orb of Venom, so he's just going to be a nuisance this game. Already put a point in Ignite, so forcing the Blade Fury to come out. Cogs to block off the Vengeful Spirit, so the Vengeful Spirit is on her and got to get run down by the Ogre Magi. So Ogre should be able to get first blood, depending on when the Ignite's not back up in time. Clockwork manages to steal the rune away from the Jug, Ignite onto the Jug, and he's going to get smacked down by the Orb of Venom. There's another Cogs coming out. This Jug is in a lot of trouble. He might go down here, gets pushed back by the Cogs underneath the tower, and they're going to be able to get... No, they dive the tower. There's 8 armor on the Ogre Magi, not caring about the tower shots at all. And a great kill by the side of Workday. They've still got this bounty rune left to take, so it will be 3 bounty runes going the way of Workday when they decide to take it. In the mid lane, Razor gets a little bit of a better block. His range creep is on the high ground, so going to be a little bit annoying for the Zeus to take, but she does have Mana Snake, Mystic Snake to nuke it down, so we'll make it a little bit easier to take from the Razor. You don't have to worry about that uphill miss. Venge just TP's out, but she's got to walk back to lane now. We'll see if she wants to buy any more regen. I'm not sure if Magic Wand is going to help that much, so maybe just buying another salve maybe. Decides not to. Spent a stun onto the Lion, and a Shackles afterwards will get the Lion killed. Shadow Shaman will finish off the Lion, so can go for a fast boots and make this lane a little bit easier. And this Chaos Knight, he's getting smacked down pretty hard as well. Only 3 armor, so not the highest armor hero in the game. The spot lane already going pretty well. I'm not sure what this Lion's going to be able to achieve here. Can't really put pressure right now on the enemy team. Gets a nice 2-man Earth Spike to save his Chaos Knight, so good stuff, but gonna have to give up his life, I think. It just takes a lot of harass. There's no Stormbolt right now. He does have a Mango, but it's still on cooldown, so the Lion will make it out, and he's pretty low. He doesn't have a Salve, so pretty dangerous for the Lion. He can just get Stormbolted and killed now. So pretty dangerous right now. He has to be really careful. Already got this item build queued up completely. Triangle Boots, Blink, Aghanims, the standard Lion stuff. He's already got his game plan mapped out. Early Crown on the Razor, so may see an early Drums come out. In the mid lane, the Deucer and the Razor pretty even. 6 denies on the Razor though. We'll see. Gets a deny on the range creeps. The XP, a little bit in favor of the Razor right now. With a few more denies. But Deucer, she's got a point and split shot already, so gonna push the wave in and then go and farm this this hard camp. Well, it's actually a medium camp now, so it's even easier for the Deucer to farm. And she's just gonna be really efficient overall. And I don't know if there's much that the Razor could do. He's gonna walk up the hill. The Lion goes down again. Another Stormbolt into Shackles combo. It's a nice easy kill. Actually, a point in Hex at level 2, so it's a little bit uncommon. You normally see that Aether Shock because it does 140 damage at level 1, and the Hex doesn't last that long, only 1.25 seconds, and it reduces your movement speed to 200, but early on 200 is pretty decent still. The Shadow Shaman only has 280. A Chaos Bolt into Earth Spike onto the Shadow Shaman, and they won't be able to get him. The nice stun from the Sven slows down the chase. The Lion's gonna go after the Shadow Shaman though, and the Lion a lot faster than the Shadow Shaman, so the Shadow Shaman gonna go down to the Lion, but this Chaos Knight takes a lot of damage. He's got another Chaos Strike, so can maybe look to steal some life away from the Sven. It heals it up a little bit. He's still pretty low. It doesn't have a Salve anymore either. And this Shadow Shaman is coming back in, so we'll see if they're able to get any moves. The Clockwork getting the kill on the Venge. This Venge is going to have a pretty hard lane. There's not much he can do against the Ogre and the Clockwork just running at him. She's not a very fast hero. The Chaos Knight goes down, so it's kind of what we feared. And now the Aether Shock of the Shadow Shaman for the extra harassment. He has all 3 skills leveled, which means that if he uses all 3, he's gonna run out of mana. He doesn't even have mana to use all 3 yet. Yeah, mid lane pretty even, but it's actually probably worse for this Deucer to be even on the Razor. The Razor's probably not too happy with this. Has another crown purchase, so maybe we'll see that early Atos. It's a nice way for the Razor to cancel TPs. So, pretty good item. Wave of Terror onto 2 heroes. This Ogre Magi still has 5 armor after the Wave of Terror, so it doesn't really care at all. Jug kind of feeling the pressure a little bit, and so is the CK. So a pretty early advantage going the way of Workday. Already 2k gold ahead, 5 minutes into the game, and we're going to see the bounty runes spawn now. Let's see what they're going to get. There's no way they can contest this Clockwork in the top lane, so it should be pretty free bounty runes for the side of Workday up here. Gonna see 1 from the Lion on the bot lane. The Juggernaut is the real hero here. He goes for the bounty rune, so there's going to be a 2 for 2, salvaging the situation a little bit, giving his Venge a little bit of time to hit creeps herself. But obviously, pretty unfortunate if the Jug is not in lane farming creeps. Deucer, she's got 2 Wraith Bands, so pretty much ready to take down this this hard camp, no, medium camp, sorry, whenever she wants to. Unfortunately, misses the last hit on the range creeps. It feels bad. Yeah. A pretty deep observe ward coming down from the Lion, but not really sure what it's going to achieve because we're not going to see any rotations from the Deucer anytime soon. She just wants to sit back and hit creeps for a really long time. Stormbolt, Hex onto the Chaos Knight. Can he get in range for the Shackles? The CK, he's pretty fast, but running the wrong way. He sees the CK now, gets Chaos Bolted, Earth Spike. They might be able to take down the Shadow Shaman. Another Stormbolt onto the Chaos Knight, and he gets Shackled. He might get taken down. Aether Shock. CK getting really low. Has another Chaos Bolt, so should be able to save himself if this Sven decides to chase. And this Lion might be in a bit of trouble now as well. Meanwhile, the Vengeful Spirit goes down again, just ran at him with the Battery Assault, so not much that the Vengeful Spirit can do. Yeah, bot lane, they get the Lion, they just dive him under tower, they don't care at all. Didn't even use the Warcry, they used it earlier.
bottom tower is being attacked.
Yeah, a great start for Workday already.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Base boots done on the Dusa. We'll see what she decides to go for next. Maybe just a farming Yasha and then decide later. Just wants to hit creeps right now. Dusa is the win condition. A Chaos Bolt Reality Rift combo onto the Shadow Shaman, but the Lion's not in range for a stun. Razor's TPing in. They managed to get the Earth Spike onto the Shadow Shaman, but the Razor's TP'd for this, so it's not really that worth it. This Dusa's putting pressure on the mid tower, and the Razor's gonna fall behind on experience already. Top lane, Flare comes out onto the lane just to push it out a bit. The Ogre just bullying this Venge. There's nothing that the Venge can do. Juggernaut's come in now. He's got a spin, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill the Ogre Magi. He's got a lot of HP. Nice cogs to block the spin from chasing the Ogre. Good stuff from the Clockwork. Double damage on the Razor. He's going to static link the Dusa, but she's just going to TP out. So nice heads up play from the Dusa. Chaos Knight, he's in a bit of trouble. Storm Bolt, Shackles, but he's not going to go down. He's pretty tanky, double fort, pretty decent strength gain as well, 3.7. So it does scale pretty well, and he's got this belt of strength as well. A nice Reality Rift into the tower, but only gets one hit. The Storm Bolt Ether Shock combo just bursts down the Chaos Knight though. Yikes, this Chaos Knight, already 2 deaths, in a lot of trouble. Only 18 last hits. The net worth, Dusa and Sven way at the top of the net worth chart. CK falling really far behind. Even the Shadow Shaman almost has as much farm as him. Reality Rift onto the... and they take the tower, so they don't have anything to protect them anymore. Nice stun to cancel the shackle from the Shadow Shaman. This Sven, he doesn't care. He's just running out of the tower, has the Warcry buff. Runs out, so he's going to back out. This Lion getting really low, unfortunately. Nice battery assault onto the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut's going to go down. He used to spin earlier, so that he won't be able to protect himself. Another Storm Bolt coming out onto the Chaos Knight. Shackles comes out from the Shadow Shaman, but he has no mana left, so unable to get this kill. This Vengeful Spirit also going down. Razor's here now, but he's pretty low, draining a lot of damage from the Ogre Magi. See, he did turn on Eye of the Storm, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. He should be able to get both kills though, so good stuff. Nice double kill from Jammed. But Medusa, complete uncontested. Gonna go for a Maelstrom to help her farm faster. So I like this a lot. Just focus on hitting creeps this game. She is the win condition this game. She gets farmed. There's not gonna be too much that Team Google can do, especially this Chaos Knight falling pretty far behind. We don't even know what this Juggernaut's going to go for. He's also has less farm than the Ogre and the Clockwork. He's gonna fall pretty far behind in farm, and if he wants to keep up with the Dusa, he has to go for a Battle Fury, but I fear it might be too late. Nice cogs to delay, just buy time during the Blade Fury. Fire Blast comes out, the Battery Assault comes out as well, but there's a lot of creeps here now. Omni Slash onto the 2 heroes, he's going to get the Clockwork. The Ogre Magi also getting pretty low, but I don't know if he can take on the Ogre Magi. Ether Shock will finish off the Juggernaut, but this Ogre probably could have killed the Jug by himself. Venge will manage to get the 2 bounty runes at top, so 3 going the way of the side of Google. Nice consolation prize, but there's still 4k behind. Atos on the Razor now, so no one will be able to TP away from him now, assuming he doesn't waste it early on. Another double damage for the Razor. Not that effective for him though, because his base damage is not that high.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Sven's up here now. They want to put pressure on this tower. There is a Serpent Wards, and no mana for it. He has Arcane Boots soon. There's Arcane Boots now, but I don't think this is worth it. The tower's already pretty low. They already have the Catapult, but there's a big movement coming in. So they drop the Serpent Wards, instantly kill the Lion, and the Razor, he's got to run. Drops the Atos onto the Sven, but this Clockwork is chasing him. Clockwork not level 6 yet. He still has the cogs, so pushes him back into the enemy team. God's Strength comes out. This Razor pretty tanky, but he's going to go down to another Storm Bolt. So, nice double kill from the Sven, already on fire. He's just running at this Vengeful Spirit. There's nothing that the Vengeful Spirit can do. Magic Missile to protect herself. Lion's coming back in. The Sven getting pretty low actually. Gets another Storm Bolt onto the Vengeful Spirit. A nice cogs to delay a little bit, and the Sven will just walk out. He's got a Mask of Death, Morbid Mask, sorry, so he can go and lifesteal some things. And Ogre and Shadow Shaman go down. So staying a little bit too long. maybe also buying some space for the Sven, so pretty noble sacrifice there. This Dusa completely uncontested though, already 1.5k ahead of the Razor. And there's going to be an Atos coming out to cancel this TP. So this Medusa, she's in a lot of trouble, has a skilled Stone Gaze, and will probably go down here. TP comes out from the Sven, the uphill miss will keep the Dusa alive. Unbelievable RNG coming out from the Dusa. They will get the Sven in return though, so still a pretty big kill. But this Dusa was the prize. Unfortunately, Razor got the uphill miss, so wasn't able to get it. Very unfortunate for the Razor. Ogo walking a bit far forward, so the nice hook shot onto the Vengeful Spirit. The Vengeful Spirit's gonna get shackled, probably go down here. Fire Blast takes out the Razor. Razor was really low. Phantasm comes out for the Chaos Knight, but his illusions aren't that tanky yet. He doesn't have an armlet. Will end up taking out the Clockwork. We'll see if he can go for more. Another Reality Rift. Figure of Death will finish off the Shadow Shaman. So a nice double kill for the DK already. And then Omni Slash comes out onto the Ogre Magi. So the Ogre Magi will go down as well. Nice turnaround for the side of Team Google. They did a lot there. They killed the Sven as well. So a nice juicy gold exchange, getting a 1.5k gold advantage out of that fight alone. So nice kills around. A two-man Stormbolt onto the Sven and the Juggernaut. Juggernaut getting really low, only one hit away from dying, but will manage to spin out. He has a haste, so but he gets sniped by the Rocket Flare. Incredible aim by the Clockwork. This Clockwork making a lot of things happen early on. So good stuff. Almost has a blade mail, so he can hook in and pretty much deter everyone from attacking him. He has another hook shot, so we'll see if he decides to go for the Lion. The Lion won't be able to defend himself against the Battery Assault. Only 2 points in the Battery Assault though. Actually a very uncommon build coming out of the Clockwork. We don't normally see this Max Rocket Flare. The Battery Assault is really the scary part of Clockwork, but quite interesting. Probably wants to keep the lanes shoved out, so one benefit of the Rocket Flare build. He probably also wouldn't have been able to get that Jug kill earlier, so I'm not going to flame him too much for this. It's a little bit uncommon, but it's working out so far, so that's all that matters. Results, gotta get that impact. Dusa has a Maelstrom finished up. We'll see it delivered to her, but it's in base and the courier is pretty far away, so she's not going to get it for a while. Atos, yeah, the Atos reveal against the Dusa. She tried TPing out, but then the Atos cancelled it. Almost got the Dusa kill, but still really unfortunate with that uphill miss. Gonna get that top tier 2 tower. Not gonna drop wards for it. It doesn't look like Google are interested in contesting. They've also got amazing vision up here, so there's no way that Team Google can like sneak up to them. Look at all this vision, it's insane. The Dusa getting chased down, will pop the Stone Gaze. The Jug has to back off, but there's still 3 heroes here. They both get turned to stone, so the Jug, he's gonna go down, isn't able to get an Omni Slash, he doesn't have it. A nice Reality Rift Chaos Bolt combo onto the Dusa. The Dusa will eventually go down, but manages to take out the Jug first. The Stone Gaze and the tower helping out a lot. And they're going to push the T3 tower. They dropped the Serpent Wards already. God's Strength popped by the Sven. Reality Rift Chaos Bolt combo onto the Ogre Magi, but he's pretty tanky still. Finger of Death comes out onto the Ogre, but he's still not dead yet, so won't get the Finger of Death stack on the Lion. The Shackles on the Vengeful Spirit. She has swapped, so she can swap them back into the high ground. Sven getting really low, will go down. The Ogre also went down to the Razor, so getting a little bit over ambitious with this 15-minute high ground push, and that's a full team wipe for the side of Team Google. Very nice turnaround. Still a 3k gold lead, unfortunately. Juggernaut going for a Maelstrom, the poor man's Battle Fury, trying to keep up with the farm with the Dusa, and we'll see if he also decides to go for a Diffusal Blade. I think that would be pretty good this game against the Dusa. That Omni Slash, every hit of the Omni Slash will reduce the Dusa's mana by a lot. So would be a nice pickup, but kind of far away from it now. Greaves almost... Oh, the mech is almost done on the Razor. Still a while off the Greaves. He Atoses the Ogre, but he's going to go down, just getting chain stunned by the Ogre and the Sven. Had another Fire Blast already, so it wasn't going to make it out. Pretty big kill overall for the side of Workday. They can play a lot more aggressively. Razor, probably the only one who they're afraid of right now. Sure, the Chaos Knight is pretty scary, going for a quick armlet, but he's only scary if he has his ultimate. has good initiation. He has his armlet now, but still no ultimate. The 3-second stun on the Chaos Bolt. Another Reality Rift to push the Medusa back. Stone Gaze does come out. Will they get a Hex before they get stoned? No, they won't. But the Reality Rift can just catch up to the Medusa again. Gets fogged, unfortunately, so won't be able to pull the Medusa back. Lion's already backed off as well, so won't be able to pursue for the kill. And a Blink Dagger done on Lion already, so the offensive potential going to be a lot bigger on the side of Team Google. Gotta probably wait for that Finger of Death to go back up on cooldown, buy a smoke, and look for a kill. Unfortunately, the side of Workday are pretty tanky. With the exception of Shadow Shaman, they're pretty hard to take down, and he's got a full Glimmer Cape now, so if he doesn't get initiated on, he can also Glimmer Cape his allies to make it harder to kill. Magic resistance on the active, pretty good. Can also Glimmer Cape himself if his reaction speeds are fast enough. They're going to be hard against this instant Blink Hex from the Lion. Lion probably shouldn't show his Blink yet. He should have been hiding in the base while, because you don't want the enemy to know you have a Blink until you get something big with it. Otherwise, they can start playing more defensively. Bit of a mistake coming out from the Lion. Tusa, she's just so farmed right now. Finished the Dragon Lance. We'll see if she wants to go for a Hurricane Pike. Could be okay against the Razor. Can push himself out of the Atos and also just break the static link with the Hurricane Pike. You push the you Hurricane Pike the Razor, so then they get pushed away from each other. It should be enough to break the link. Not sure on the math on that, but it should be about right. We'll see what Clockwork wants to decide to go for next. They don't really have an aura buyer on the side of Workday. Not like this Razor or this CK who might end up building a Vlad's. Clockwork probably doesn't want to buy aura items. He wants to just jump in and be active and away from his team, so the aura item's not going to be as effective on the Clockwork. We're probably going to see him go for a quick Ags just so that reduced cooldown on the hook shot is pretty big. They can also grab the Shrines now because they took the top tier 3 with the Serpent Wars earlier. Another God Strength popped. The Serpent Wars again, so we'll see if Shadow Shaman is going to drop them. He should. A hook shot onto the Juggernaut. The spin will get Blade Mayor, but no damage coming out. He'll get Earth Spiked and Hex, so the Clockwork just speeds a little bit. CK is here now with a Phantasm, instantly kills the Shadow Shaman. A Stone Gaze comes out, clears out the CK illusions, will stone up the CK as well. CK getting very low, a Maelstrom proc finishes off the Vengeful Spirit, and he'll go down to the Fire Blast from the Ogre Magi. And this tower is in a lot of trouble. The Dusa Bloodlusted and the Sven Bloodlusted too, so a lot of damage coming out. Omni Slash onto the 2 heroes. Sven will go down. More bounces on the Medusa, unfortunately, so won't get the Ogre with the Omni Slash, but he'll end up going down because he stays to kill the Ogre and goes down to the Dusa. Another Mana Snake comes out, but doesn't have the level. Didn't take the level 15 Mana Snake talent. He's level 16 now, so probably hasn't put points yet. A Chaos Bot will come out and finish off the Dusa. So a nice solo kill coming from the CK. 951 gold for the CK. So we'll see what he decides to buy with that. Dusa finishing off a Hurricane Pike. Wants to get that little bit of extra mobility, so makes a lot of sense. Shadow Shaman. He has a Glimmer Cape, but it's a little bit odd. Maybe we're relying on the Clockwork to initiate more. Sven also not buying a Blink Dagger, which you often see. Hook shot onto the Lion. The Lion's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. There's not a whole lot he can do. Gets Atos though. The Lion will be able to run away. He has another Earth Spike, so he can Earth Spike the Clockwork. And it looks like he's going to get out. Meanwhile, the Venge will end up going down to everyone else. Blink, Earth Spike onto the Clockwork, and he manages to take him out. God Strength's popped now. Razor has used his static link already, so not going to be able to drain the Sven. And he's going to go down to the Sven. The BKB reveal as well. And another Stomper will take him down. Lion, he's in a lot of trouble. He's just going to blink. He should probably blink out now. Gets a bad mana Earth Spike. The Juggernaut's here, but he doesn't have Omni Slash. He's in a lot of trouble. He's just going to get cut down by this Sven. Once this spin ends, he's going to get Storm Bolted again, and he's dead. Another Fire Blast to finish him off. Not really sure what this Jug was doing there. He didn't have Omni Slash to deal any damage. He's still really weak right now. Clockwork, a lot of money saved up. We'll see what he wants to go for. Probably going to be the Ags. They're going to take out this Shrine as well. 10k gold ahead for the side of Workday, so a really nice position for them to be in. XP is pretty even for the win rate from Dota Plus, 80% already. And yeah, they already took a range rack, so this lane already going to keep pushing in for them. Blink on the CK, yeah, I think I like this a lot. They just need that extra initiation range. The CK is the only one who's really scary right now, so the Blink Phantasm with the Reality Rift, pretty sweet combo. They dropped the wards for the bot lane, so maybe just looking to take the racks and then back out. BKB comes out onto the Sven, a little bit of a defensive one unfortunately, so going to be a bit wasted, and they're going to be able to farm the creeps. Deuce is staying to try and finish up the racks though. This Jug getting really low, manages to dodge the stun with a spin. CK on the backline, blinks in, will take out the Shadow Shaman instantly. A blink on the Ogre Magi will be able to get away from the Chaos Knight. Nice Fire Blast onto the Lion, but won't get the multi-cast. The Chaos Knight, he takes out the Sven by himself in the backline. Finger of Death will finish up the Clockwork, and a complete disaster for the side of Workday. Getting so over-ambitious for this melee racks. They do end up taking it down, but there's a 4k gold swing, 4.4k gold swing on the side of Google, so a huge turnaround for them. This Chaos Knight doing so much work. He blinked into the back lines, he took out the Shadow Shaman instantly, and then put a lot of pressure on the back lines. He also took out the Sven by himself, so absolute madness. A Medallion on the Venge, so with the Wave of Terror maxed out as well, they can easily take Roche. They might go for Roche after they take this tier 1 tower, which may make a lot of sense. Has pretty deep wards in the not so common area, so gonna be pretty tough to de-ward that one. So nice vision coming out of the Vengeful Spirit. And Lion also putting in his fair share of work. 2/3 of the way to the Ags already, so good stuff from the Lion. We're gonna see him get a lot more Finger of Deaths off as the game progresses. This game's still anyone's game. Hookshot onto the Vengeful Spirit, she'll go down. We'll see if this Chaos Knight can get out. He's slowed by the Ignite, but still a very fast hero, 300 move speed, even after the slow. He'll get out scot-free. Venge gives up her life, gets a decent ward down, and I don't think they notice. The Shadow Shaman not noticing, not dropping a sentry, so a nice deep ward. 2 smokes coming out of the side of from the Venge. So after this Finger of Death is back up, maybe look to do more work and go for another gank. Jug still kind of poor right now. He's a full item behind the Medusa, which feels really bad. She's going for a Skadi next. I like this a lot. I'm not too convinced about this backpacked point booster though. If you're gonna go for an item, you should go for the ultimate orb first, and like replace these wraith bands with the ultimate orb. So this point booster just sitting in the backpack, kind of a waste of money. She does buyback though, so I guess that's the important part. Maybe trying to save for a Mystic Snake comes out, takes out half the Jug's mana. This Mystic Snake Steal talent, so good. Drains half the mana instantly for every cast with Mana Snake. So it's going to be pretty huge. This Chaos Knight has a lot of mana issues. If he gets mana Mystic Snake, it's going to be in a lot of trouble. Lion blinks in front of the Dusa and snatches the Banner Rune underneath her eyes. And this Dusa, she's in no man's land. Unfortunately, they don't have any vision of her. She will be able to walk out. Has another ultimate orb, so only 2100 gold away from the Eye of Skadi. Doesn't say for buyback, feeling pretty confident. At least like if they do manage to kill her, they have to commit a lot. She has to be pretty far out of position. The Midas on the Ogre for the memes, that multicast on the Midas. I didn't see if he got that, but it feels pretty nice when you get it. He's gonna go for a Hex next, so gonna scale pretty well for this game. Also, the multicast Hex would be pretty sick. So a nice item build coming out from the Ogre. Spin TP out should be okay, I guess. Nothing too crazy happening there. Juggernaut going for an S and Y. I'm not sure if I agree with this one. I feel like the Diffusal Blade would be pretty big this game, and he also probably wants a Manta style just to dodge some spells. Yeah, but obviously he has to time it well, so not the most easy stuff. Just that extra defensive option would be nice. The S and Y does give you the status resistance, but it's not that much. And there's so many stuns. There's like this Fire Blast, Stomp Bolt, Shackles, Hex. So even though he has status resistance, unless he gets the Satanic as well, it's still gonna last a while. So maybe we will see the Satanic afterwards try and max that status resistance. 41%, pretty good. Greaves done on the Razor, and he's getting close to his Shivas, or like halfway to his Shivas. See if he picks up the plate mail now. Doesn't save for buyback. I think the side of Google, they really need to save for buybacks. They're on the back foot, and buybacks are really the way to get back into the game if they're to punish overextensions. What's CK got? He's got a Reaver, so only about 1,000 gold away from the heart, so this will be pretty big on the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight, he's the true carry of this game. Juggernaut, stand aside, watch this Chaos Knight do work. Venge will break, will instantly die to the Sven. The CK, he jumps in, instantly kills the Shadow Shaman, but he's out of mana. All his mana gets stolen by the Medusa, and now he can't Reality Rift. He's stuck in the cogs. He's still doing a lot of work. Will take out the Sven, but the Medusa's left unchecked, and there's not going to be a whole lot they can do. Nice Earth Spike will delay the chase against the Razor. Chaos Knight going back in, getting pretty low, but it seems like he's going to be okay. He does get ignited, so won't be able to armlet toggle anymore. He manages to get it between the ticks of the ignite, so pretty nice stuff coming out from the Chaos Knight. He armlet toggles against the Spider Mystic Snake. Incredible armlet toggling from the Chaos Knight, but this Medusa, they don't have any damage left to kill her. Chaos Knight's really low, but great plays from the Chaos Knight, able to make it through the engagement, instantly kills the Shadow Shaman again, and then goes for the Clockwork, so the Clockwork can't disrupt the fight. Venge unfortunately instantly died, so wasn't able to swap her teammates. Would have been nice to see the Jug get saved with a swap. And another thing about this early T3 going down, they already took out the Shrine at top lane, so no buyback TP plays available from the Vengeful Spirit. I would really like to see them go for the Roche right now, but unfortunately the side of Google is all up. They really need to get vision on the Roche though, to stop this Medusa from getting, because if the Medusa gets Roche, they're in a lot of trouble. She's got the Skadi now, so gonna be really hard to run away from the Medusa now. Invis from the Vengeful Spirit. Gonna try and scout out the enemy team a bit. We'll see. She doesn't see anyone on the enemy team, unfortunately. Smoke up from the side of Workday. Gonna go for the aggressive wraparound. They're gonna run into the Jug first. Smoke pops. The Jug manages to spin out of the Storm Bolt, but he's getting slowed down by the Skadi, so he might go down. Doesn't have Omni Slash still, so he's gonna die pretty early on. Lying in a lot of trouble now. The Skadi already paying off, getting 2 critical kills on the side of Google, and they're gonna push top now. They've already taken down this tier 3. They still have Serpent Wards, so this is gonna be a really hard push for the side of Google to hold. Jug has buyback, but probably doesn't want to use it yet. Lion doesn't have buyback. He's actually got an Ag Scepter already. Doesn't have the level 3 ulti, so still a 60-second cooldown, unfortunately. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna have to give up this Rax. I don't see how they could possibly defend this. The Serpent Wards come down, so they're gonna take this Rax with minimal contest. Blink, Fire Blast comes forward, and nice multicast Ignite as well. And he is pretty close to his Hex, probably about 2,000 gold away now. 1,000 gold away. I think Hex is like 5,700, right? Yeah, 5,700. So about 1,000 gold away from his Hex. Doing pretty well. Midas and the GPM talent, so it feels pretty good. Got the multicast Midas there as well, so even more meme factor. And all 4 bounty runes going the way of Workday. They're in a commanding position right now. They should probably just go back for Roche, and then look to close out the game with the Mega Creeps. The CK almost has a heart, but wants to save for buyback, so unfortunately won't be able to grab it yet. Blink, Reality Rift, nice 4-second stun onto the Medusa. A magic missile follow-up, and the Medusa's gonna go down. Omni Slash onto the Medusa. The Finger of Death will take out the Clockwork as well. And they can go for Roche now. With the Medallion and the Wave of Terror, they do Roche so fast. Unfortunately, the CK has to go back and defend. I don't like this at all. I think the Razor should have gone back and defended and have everyone else go into the Roche pit. Put the Aegis on the Juggernaut or the CK. But Juggernaut still doesn't do that much damage. He's actually gonna go for a Mjolnir, gonna buff up the Razor or the CK with it. Seems okay. He's kind of stepped back from the carry position a little bit because he's so far behind. 5k behind the Medusa. Medusa going for a Butterfly next. So it's going to be a while before they get any evasion piercing. The Hex comes out onto the Juggernaut. He will manage to make it out with a nice swap from the Vengeful Spirit, but both supports down on the side of Google, and they're in a lot of trouble again. The Lion has buyback this time, but the Venge does not. Deuce is up in 20 seconds. We'll look to see if she wants to buy BTs and then push pretty aggressively. Probably not worth it. Just keep those face bits for now. And Sven, he's gonna find the Razor. Razor doesn't have BKB. He's in a lot of trouble. He's dead. It's gonna be 3 down on the side of Team Google. Razor does have buyback though. Heart done on the Chaos Knight. Doesn't quite have buyback, but he should get it pretty soon. So gonna farm that one up. Juggernaut is in the heart of the beast, way on the back lines. Sven might catch him out. Spin TP's out. There's still nothing to stop that, so feeling pretty invincible there. But there's this Blink Hex on the Ogre, so this Jug, he can just easily get caught out now. There's also a Blink Hex on the Shadow Shaman, so not much has changed. But we'll see if he gets this multicast Hex. That'd be pretty big. Sven with a Demon Edge, we'll probably see him go for a Daedalus. Usually you want to see the Chrysalis first for the crits. A little bit odd. The Serpent Wards are coming down, the Warcry comes out, Razor forced to buy back already, and they use the Glyph. They're gonna farm up these Serpent Wards for free, and Workday, they're just gonna back out. There is a double damage at bot, so if they scout it out, they can take the Roche even faster. But probably gonna go back for the Roche now. Pretty risky because all 5 are on the side of Dia. Godstraight comes out, the CK instantly gets done, but he's pretty tanky. His Phantasm Illusions go down instantly though, and he's gonna go down. He has buyback, 100 seconds on the sidelines if he doesn't buy back. He buys back, the Omni Slash comes out, but gets mostly absorbed by the Warcry. And another buyback from the Lion comes out. The Jug also has buyback, but this Razor, he's gonna die. He doesn't have buyback. And 95 seconds on the sideline. Gonna have to try and defend this 4v5. Not really sure how they're gonna do that. Fire Blast on the Lion. Lion gets Storm Bolted. Also gonna go down. A dieback on the Lion. Venge getting chased down by the Clockwork and will go down. Doesn't have buyback. Chaos Knight gets stunned, but not much that the Ogre can do. And a GG gets called. And a subtle pug from the Sven. And a great showing from Workday. The Sven got active pretty early actually. He got off to a blazing start and just went for a rotation at top, got a double kill, and they kind of snowballed pretty hard off the lanes, winning 2 of the lanes and drawing on one of them, so a big advantage from the laning phase early on, and they snowballed it to a victory. This gold graph getting pretty high early on. Surprisingly, the experience graph managed to catch up. Google had a few really good fights. This Chaos Knight did a lot of work, but then he just that last fight where the Chaos Knight, he got Storm Bolted, and then all his Phantasm Illusions died pretty early on, and just got chain CC'd until he died. Was forced to buy back, but wasn't able to do anything with the buyback because Phantasm was down. So a great showing from Workday.